that development and understanding of the ocean led you to create a company. So you founded a company that's kind of cool. Tell me a little bit about kind of like an accident, how you kind of did that, or we call it accidentally on purpose.
Yeah, accidentally on purpose. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's called Spirit SUP, and coming back to that first word, spirit. We believe in that the water has a spirit. We know that the water is alive. I mean, it's moving. It's got, tides and currents, and it's alive. You go stand on the shore.
I agree.
It comes and kind of gets you to come in there and go swimming around, and but through that as well, we got to develop an awareness of that one.
Right.
There's things to know about the ocean and how she moves, and we call her a she because we believe it's the grandmother of creation. And they say that's what flows in our veins is pretty much the example of
Seawater. Yeah.
Seawater,
Sodium
right?
chloride. As a nurse, sodium chloride is actually made up of very similar of the properties of salt water. So yeah, and that's why we're buoyant in the ocean.
Yeah, exactly. She takes care of us. She doesn't want us to drown, but she can, slam us around with those waves, right?
The washing machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a way and there's a technique to get through all that as well, So one of the things that I've learned from my elders is they used to watch me go frolicking in the water. You're talking about meditation. They said before you go jump in there and just start frolicking around and having a good time and all that, like kneel down right there, acknowledge that one, pay your respects, pay homage. We even can give an offering. Sometimes that offering is tobacco. Sometimes that offering is flowers. Sometimes that offering is just a rock that you put your intention and you put your mind, you put your spirit and you put your gratitude and your love and respect into, and then you put it in there and you actually recognize and acknowledge her like a god.
Like a god.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the nice part is you guys know that when we're talking about training, we use the 4 parts. We talk about the biological, we talk about the psychological, social, and then the spiritual aspect. And it's all that well-rounded in that ecosystem, So again, and then it is. And then you find, you go through and you say, okay, what is my core values as a person? You go God, country, family, but now we're reinforcing it with the ocean. We're reinforcing it with our exercise and our training. And at the same time, you got to be kind to it. So by giving that offering and this, it's going to, again, sometimes she may be kind to you, sometimes she may not. You can give tobacco, you can give flowers, and even give a good smile. Next thing you know, you're slapping back in that washing machine.
Have to be aware.
Oh, yeah.
And there's something to learn.
There is. And when we talk about the states of awareness, and Adam, it's kind of nice as we talk about that white where people are basically sheep. They don't know what's going on. Bah, and you see them get on the water all the time. Then you get to the yellow and the orange. And the difference between yellow and orange in the sense of awareness, it's just the heightens of the senses, Then you get into the red, and the red is like full on like anger and rage, and as you're going, and then it's the black, which you're paralyzed. So it's kind of nice because the ocean can teach you that lesson to say, don't be in the white, don't be a sheep, and then all of a sudden, you get next thing you know, you're in that washing machine, you're in the ER, and you're hurt, and you never go in the ocean again.
Right.
But again, when we talk about in other videos, is that's why I bring guys like Adam and myself to there is. Survival or the ability to do, excuse the expression, dumb shit, all right, is again something that I paint a picture for. Because if Adam I ask Adam to come into my studio right now, and I ask him to say, hey, dude, I want you to do 15 pull-ups, I want you to grab 135 pounds, and I want you to throw it across my gym. He's going to go, dude, what are you talking about? I haven't trained for that. So, but then people, like I was at the beach yesterday, kids are running in the water. The parents are running in the water. They're doing stuff. They're frolicking around. And if I would ask anyone to do that in a classroom, they would say, Rick, are you crazy? That lack of respect, that survival mentality, doing dumb shit. All right. So when you look at someone like myself and you, and like Spirit's SUP paddleboarding, you get someone to show you the basics. You get someone to show you the baselines and that the connection.
The connection. It's very important, that spiritual connection. That was like step 1 before we even get in there.
See, that's
to acknowledge that.
And that is where you end up coming back to doing paddleboarding. That's when you really enjoy it. You know, one of the things that I enjoyed about Ironman training is the connection I had to my bike, the connection I had to the water, and the connection running.
Everything has a spirit.
It does, and it's, I talk about that self-talk so in your brain and in what it says to you. Now, we have someone, we've done the connection, we're feeling nice, all right? Now, tell me a little bit about a story or someone that you might known that really excelled at kind of like, once they've got that connection, they got on the water and they became a natural almost.
Well, the way I see it is like I used to do classes where I didn't share that connection. I was a little bit. I kind of felt like everyone didn't understand it. But when I started to make peace with that and like wanted to share that, I noticed that fear was broken.
Nice.
So the fear was broken, and they could surrender to the ocean because we have to surrender. You can't fight that.
Right. Exactly.
So they say call going with the flow.
Nice.
That's real out there.
Yes.
You don't want to you can't fight it. So you have to be able to go and surrender to the flow. And what I've noticed is a lot of the stories is like even girls that are 8 years old or something like that are crying before they get in there, and we do this little prayer before we get in there. Next thing, but then we show them a little bit. Okay, you see the way it's breaking over there, the whitewash or this, or even on flat water.
Mm-hmm.
Even on flat water, we try to go flat water first because we
Right.
don't want to just scare people and throw them out there.
Yeah, you don't want to throw them in the deep end of the pool or the ocean, or exactly.
And we spend a little time with them, and next thing you know, they're up and paddling. Next thing you know, like within an hour, they're on their own out there going for it, and
Right.
you're just like, wow.
That's mentorship. That's connection. That right there is what we strive for, is the ability to teach someone the passion and the spiritual connection associated with that, and then they make it their own.
Right.
And
but safety's first.
That's what I say. They take the fear out of it.
Yeah, they take the fear out of it, but then a couple things to be able to like, oh, I can get out of this situation like this.
Organized
So it
chaos.
gives them It gives them confidence.
Yep.
Well,
What we talk about here is SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic target.
Yeah.
You show them that smart technology or that smart way to do that. Now,
very important actually.
Oh, it's super important because again, it goes back to that whole thing. Are you doing it where you're just jumping in and dealing with the consequences later? And what I like about stand-up paddleboard, and I love being on the water, is like Adam had said, is once you take the fear out of it, you can then transition. There's that word again, Esteban. You see how I did that? Weird. You could do that transition into your daily life. Absolutely. That's the beauty. So, scenario happens, you're at your job, your manager approaches you, or you're the manager, all right? And you could come in like this, you could come in just like that. We call it that chicken head, where you're like, rooster type. Or you take a quick breath.
Right.
Go back to when you're in that ocean with Adam, and you're paddleboarding, and you took in that breath, and you gave that gift. Now you talk to that individual saying, hey, you know what? We have a disconnect here. We need to work on our communication. Now your language gets better, and you transition what we've learned on the water into your daily life.
Absolutely.
Now, you guys, Adam's going to be here all week. All right, so we're gonna do a different segments of some different things. Now, Adam, if we can just give him some parting words here before we go today, just tell him one last thing that they may not know about you: your favorite color, what you like to do, maybe your favorite food, just so that someone knows when they see you, go, hey, I know that guy. He likes chicken wings or something like that.
Well, I love to garden. I'm really into eating really good food. I believe all athletes, and even if you're not an athlete, everyone's somewhat of an athlete, should have sustenance and the best. Everyone deserves the best, and so I like to grow stuff right there in my front yard. And I'm also a maker of red clay ovens, and nice. It helps you. It helps you paddle better. It helps you think better. It helps you feel better. Health and wellness. I'm really into that personally, and I like to share it. With
everybody,
with everyone else.
Well, and that's the nice thing, because Adam and I share this connection of everybody's an athlete. Because in life it's tough, and we're dealing with the psychological, social,
and it's getting tougher.
No, yeah. I mean, if you see the abilities or the people, and even mine in your generation, that they're forgetting how it used to be sometimes. Yeah. So it is getting harder, but it's getting harder to say this one thing: no. Right. Because a lot of times, Adam and I, we don't have TVs, and we don't watch a whole lot of TV. We we're reading books, and we're always kind of educating ourselves, have it be with being in the ocean or I'm on my bike. So we really are using what I call our smart devices, which are our brains, and not those handhelds. So you guys, when I say just like this, here it goes, Adam. Our motivation inspires you to be better. Stay tuned for this week with Grounding with Adam.
Stay grounded.
T3 Body, you guys, is a company and a fitness company that really talks about the complete athlete. When I talk about our motivation inspires you to be better, all right, as a non-for-profit that supports military veterans that suffer from mental health issues, I really enjoy the support you guys are giving me here on YouTube. But again, I am seeking clients on my T3 Body. So if you go ahead and take a look at my website, understand that the intimacy of getting to know you starts with just 30 minutes of motivation. So you go on there, you sign up for one of those, you get a one-on-one remote talk with me just like this. Then I encourage you to go and look at one of my training plans, download a 4 to 8 week training plan, and really kind of just test your body, test yourself, and just really start to get yourself ready to then do the next thing, is where you get 4 or 5 of your friends together and dare yourself to be better, where there you have a little bit more of my information along with my training plan. You get some remote sessions with me regardless of where you're at. You notice if you're watching me on YouTube right now, you can hear my voice and I can train you, all right? And that 45-day dare is a great way to just see and challenge yourself to really do the final thing, is become a member. Being a member with me is a commitment, and it's made for just an elite amount of people. So when I talk about membership here, I really talk about a really elite group of individuals who really understand our core values of God, country, family, and really live by and have really adopted where our motivation inspires them to be better. So I wanted to touch on that, you guys, and really use that so that individuals like yourself who are getting better and inspiring others that understand that, you know what, we do need your support to keep everything going.